Hey, Mr. Bone, here to let you know there is actually like a little bit of explicit language. I don't know how far we go, but just a little bit. It's not gonna be like over the top stuff. So just wanted to let you know and to take warning of that. So yeah, hope you enjoy the podcast. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now, Mr. Bone. This is probably the most you're ever gonna hear me talk ever. So don't get used to it. Hello and welcome to a Los Alamitos school production for a podcast on Cyrano de Bergerac, featuring Cassandra Cratty, Christian Montana, Dominic Izaya, and special guest Bobby Esquivel. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Good.
Oh, nice, nice. It's always good. It's always good. Bobby, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling quite dandy.
Ah, good. So, what, how, what would you guys talk about? Like, what would the book feel like to you? Like, what did it make you feel as you were reading it, Cassie?
I'm sorry, I was coughing a bit. Well, I mean, I generally thought it was one of the most boring pieces of literature I've ever read.
Oh, now, um, go deeper. Why? Explain. We need to know.
Why?
Yes. What
I
made it
mean,
so
it's
boring?
it's that boring ass love triangle.
Come on!
I didn't mean to.
Sorry for the interruption. Um, Cassie,
Well, I
dig
mean, it's
deeper, but don't be so explicit. Just keep it down a little bit.
all right. Well, as I said before, it was like a boring love triangle. Oh, I just, well, kind of like a one-way triangle because it's two guys after one girl, and like it's boring. It's literally repeated in literature, excuse me, dozens and dozens of times. Who cares? And it just, I don't know. I hate French people, so
Yeah, that's good to put out there. All right, Cassie, we don't we don't appreciate discrimination on this
against white
podcast.
people.
Yeah, we don't appreciate we don't we don't appreciate that kind of tone. So we're just gonna skip you for now. Dom, would you like to express your feelings on the matter?
Very well. So I thought this book, it was okay. I was slightly ignoring the romance, mainly focusing on the battles that mainly occurred because that was like the only time I enjoyed the movie. The rest of the romance, it was alright.
Let me interrupt you for a second. We're not really talking about the movie per se. We're talking about the book. So we need, or not the book, the more the play. So if you would talk about that a little bit more, that would bring us more joy, please.
So, in the book, well, I the my favorite part in the book would be at the beginning of the book when it starts off at the cinema or the scenery when everybody's gathering up to watch
The play.
Monteflori.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, watch Monteflori to do the play. And then as it went on, um, Cyrano calls him out and then threatens to attack him if he doesn't leave the stage.
Now, why did you find that so interesting? It, it, it's in the very beginning of the book, so clearly the rest of the book must have been boring for you if you didn't appreciate the rest of the book that much. If you just only enjoyed that one portion, did you not
Well,
enjoy the rest of it?
I enjoyed the rest of the book, but I'd have to remember it well to
Mm.
get it. Um, uh, so why I find that why I liked it was because of that huge speech Cyrano gave to if to Valver after taking away uh Monteflori. So after that, I found it interesting because of that huge paragraph that Cyrano told to Valver, which ended a success for Cyrano. Because the people like Cyrano but hate Valver.
Now, what is this speech? Is that the
Speak.
speech about like the insulting himself?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh,
That.
okay.
Want me to read it to you?
No, if you really want to, yes, go ahead. But we have plenty of time.
All right then. Give. Uh. All right. Here, let me read it. I'm afraid your speech was a little short, young man. You could have said, "Oh, all sorts of things," varying your tone to fit your words. Let me give you a few examples. In an aggressive tone, if I had kill a nose like that, I'd have it amputated. Friendly, the end of it must get wet when you drink from a cup. Why don't you use a tankard? Descriptive, it's a rock, it's a peak, a cape, no more than a cape, a peninsula. Curious, what do you use that long container for? Do you keep your pens in it and scissors in it? Gracious, what kind of man are you are? You love birds so much that you've given them a perch to roast on. Truculent, when you light your pipe and smoke comes out of your nose, the neighbors must think a chimney has caught fire. Solicitous, be careful when you walk. With all that weight on your head, you could easily lose your balance and fall. Thoughtful, you ought to put an awning over it to keep its color from fading in the sun. Pet, pedantic, sir, only the animals that Aristophanes calls the hippocampal camels could have had so much flesh and bone below its forehead. Flip and that tusk must be convenient to hang your hat on. Grandiloquent. No wind but the mighty Arctic blast, majestic nose, could have ever could ever give you a cold from one end to the other. Dramatic when it bleeds, it must be like the Red Sea. Admiring, what a sign for a perfume shop. Lyrical, lyrical. Is that a conch? And are you Triton risen from the sea? Naive, is that monument open to the public? Respectful, oh, one look at your face, sir, is enough to tell me that you're indeed a man of substance. Rustic, that don't look no nose to me. It's either a big cucumber or a little watermelon. Military, the enemy is charging. Aim your cannon. Practical, a nose like that has one advantage. It keeps your feet dry in the rain. Or finally, parroting, the griff stick and primitive us in Tifili, the foul play. This nose destroyed the harmony of its good master's future. See how the traitor blushes now for shame.
I see.
Ah,
So that must have been a very powerful quote for you.
it
Very,
was.
it was very powerful. Did did it inflict any feelings in you?
Just um, I I guess uh, I would say yes, but I'm not sure how to describe the feeling.
All right, all right. Well, before we get to me, I would like to
Oh,
hear
Yeah.
Bobby's opinion. What was your favorite part of the play?
My favorite part of the play was probably when Kristen died and wasn't able to tell Roxanne that Cyrano actually wrote all the letters, and that he was Cyrano was the one who put all of his emotions towards the relationship.
Mm. Did Cyrano writing all these letters bring up like what was your opinion on that? Like, do you think they should have done that?
I don't think Cyrano should have done that. I think Christian should have done that, and I know it wouldn't have worked out, and then in the end, Cyrano would have gone Roxanne, and I personally would have been happy.
Mm. All right. Well, in my opinion, the play isn't that bad. It's basically average in today's standards. I think a lot of people would agree to that. But something you gotta respect about it is Cyrano is such a strong person, but he's also so insecure, you know? He puts on this front that he's so tough and all this, like he's a super macho man, you know? But in reality, he feels he can't do anything very romantic. He is willing to do anything but romance because the one person he will allow himself to be romantic with is Roxanne, but he doesn't want to get with her because he believes that she will not get with him because of his normally sized nose, which is I feel bad for the guy. Yeah. Well, I think as a story in all, we can probably like say Cyrano is a pretty good protagonist. Like he helps out a lot of people, right? Yeah.
I,
And
I, yeah,
well, he does. Yeah.
Well, like to an extent.
Yeah,
Really, he's
yeah,
living
to an
through
extent,
Christian
yeah.
though.
Yeah. I he helps people. Like
He
he wrote
he,
letters for Roxanne to Roxanne for Christian because
yeah.
Christian apparently does not have the mental capacity to write a love letter. He can't compare a woman with something beautiful. Apparently, he all he can say is the blatant words, "I love you."
Yeah.
Something we should talk about is when they're on the balcony. You know, when Christian is talking to Roxanne on the balcony.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That scene it was different for me because it's I never seen that before. I honestly think when Cyrano says when he's pretending to be Christian, he says, "This is my real voice," and all that. It's kind of ridiculous in my opinion.
Wouldn't you tell the difference?
Mm, she clearly did. She was like, "Oh, you sound different," and then Cyrano was all like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm truly close to you now. I can I can talk in my real voice now. I don't. There's no need to hold back anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. Were you gonna say something, Cassie?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what to say to that
Oh,
because,
Oh, so
Dom, do you have anything to say on that? Like on that scene in particular?
yes.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's
Hold
hear
on.
it.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on.
All right.
Not quite there yet. Give me a second. There was something. Not sure if it was from the movie or from the book. Um. uh. Shoot.
You want us to give you a second? Have someone else go?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bobby, you're the last one who can go right now. Do you have any opinion on that scene in particular?
Not necessarily, other than, um, yeah, not really.
All right. Okay.
Wait.
that scene was. I don't know. I was reminded of like Romeo and Juliet when
Oh, I see. Making
Juliet,
connections.
yeah, like
Oh yeah,
Juliet,
that's the connection.
yeah. Well, when Juliet sees Romeo from the balcony and he's like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna say some romantic things to you. I shall woo you. We shall get married soon." But like,
That,
it's Seems similar.
Well,
Except nobody was speaking for Romeo.
Yeah.
True.
now, because Romeo clearly has more
But
cojones to do
Christian is
something in that capacity.
fine.
Oh,
True, but it was Romeo's true love speaking at that moment, right?
mm.
Suppose.
Well, um, I honestly think that Cyrano. I don't like the ending. Like I don't. It was it doesn't make any sense, you know. Like he literally had his chance after Christian died after all of those years.
Oh yeah.
All of those years, like what,
Yeah.
15 years? 15 years. It's kind of like you don't really expect that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like he had his chance like 4 times in the entire play, if not more.
Well, after Christian died, he has 15 years to do what he wanted to do. But I guess he didn't do it because he didn't want to. Maybe that's. I don't
Well, we
know.
know why he didn't do it. It was because of his
Just
nose.
yeah.
His
But
insecurity.
didn't they discuss that before that she didn't care that if he was ugly or not, and Cyrano heard it?
That was late in the book.
No,
Well,
but that was after Christian died.
No, that was she said that to Christian.
Didn't Christian tell that to him though?
Yeah.
All right then.
I think the reason why Cyrano waited for 15 years was maybe because he had respect. Like the only time he had respect for her really was during that time because she lost someone she thought was smart and
handsome.
yeah, and her husband. I mean, deaths of people take a while to get over, so I'm assuming like he wanted to give her time.
Well, they didn't really know each other all that well. Let's be honest here about that.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
like they would see each other what, like on like a once or twice in a week for how long? Oh,
Roxanne said that before she even talked to him.
that she loved him, right?
Yeah, and he was intelligent and handsome before she even talked to him.
See, now that brings up a good theme in the story. I think it's don't judge a book by its cover. Like in that sense, that's sort of one of the themes in the book, or not the book, the play. Like it's very true since, let's be honest, Roxanne does no research. She honestly just kind of throws herself all over Christian because he is quite hunky dory, and I think that if it was in today's day and age, I don't think it would really
Work out.
happen. Like, like what are the odds? Like, oh wow, such a pretty lady in front of me. I'm gonna go like get with her or whatever. Or if you're a woman,
I think
like, oh my god, look, there's a guy right there. He is like super hot. I'm not gonna get with him. It's like it's not gonna happen. Let's be honest, it's
know.
not gonna
Well,
happen.
like, I feel like her character's kind of two-dimensional because she's seen as like that type of girl who's just gonna throw herself around like that, I guess. Like,
No.
Mm.
what I mean is, how do you say, like, she's supposed to be like the image of a man being scorned in a way. Like, at the end, she finds out and everything, and, she has to live with that. And before that, her lover was killed.
But so then she even says at the very end, like, my lover has died twice. Since Cyrano dies at the very end of the book, which I think, like, okay, I know he makes a lot of enemies because he's incredibly hot-headed. I understand, but like, having like they threw a rock at him. I forget. Oh, they threw something at his head. I think it was a
They
rock.
threw wood
Oh.
off of a car or something.
A car.
Whatever the heck they
A
had.
cart? I don't think they had
Maybe it
cars
was
in
a
the
cart.
1700s.
Okay.
I think it's a cart. Anyways.
The cart.
Anyways, a cart, and it hit his head, and clearly, Reganu, I believe the baker's name is Sam Regano. Thank you, Bobbert. Um, he just took him away, put him back in his house. Said he should stay here, to get better. Then he went over to go see Roxanne for Cyrano and told her that he hit his head and got hurt. No, they didn't want to tell her, did they? They didn't want to worry her.
Yeah. They don't want.
But then, like, she's like, "Oh, he'll come, because he has to be on point because he likes her." Yeah.
She saw him every Saturday. But yeah.
For how, like, every Saturday for 15 years. Like, I think someone's at least gonna notice. Like, like, I understand, like, the first few, like, months. Yeah, go check on Roxanne from time to time, but when they literally go, when he literally goes for 15 years every Saturday, on point, every single day, like 4 o'clock, I think it was, every day, every Saturday, exactly. And even when you're at the very end of the book, she says, "Oh, look, there he is," just on. She can hear him coming up the steps towards it. It's like there's clearly something going down. He clearly has something going on for her.
He did love her.
Yeah, but like apparently she doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. It doesn't make any sense. Like if someone were to go see you every Saturday for 15 years, I understand that. I know they're family.
Yeah,
And
I was just gonna say they're technically cousins.
Well, they are cousins,
They are.
but I mean, like, it was okay. Like, I think in today's day and age, if someone were to see each other daily and one were to get flustered or do certain acts repetitively, it would end up something maybe a little fishy.
But Christian, we see each other daily.
Oh my gosh! And yes, I see a lot of people daily. I see many people. I see Bobby daily. But I see you every Saturday. Every Saturday at 4
No, my
o'clock.
cousin-
At
Wednesday.
4.
Every Wednesday.
I No, false. In the summertime, I don't see any of you except maybe our active listener here. Nope. But I know I'll see Bobby during the summer. The friend zone. Oh.
At his bakery.
I mean,
AKA the giant imaginary thing.
I like I like how Roxanne is like, "Oh, I'm in love with this guy. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him. That's gonna raise an alarm. You say, I love this person, and like you don't even know him. It's
It's like
uh,
it's really just it's terrible. Like it's I don't know how else to describe it. It's like
I mean the metaphor, like
well,
love at first sight. That
well,
one.
like, well,
I mean, like he didn't even talk to him, so I
they
guess-
looked at each other in the eyes and are like, I love you. And that's basically how it was, Bobby. You know it. And Christian's like, I haven't talked to her, but she's like the prettiest girl I've ever seen. I love her. And then Roxanne's all like to Cyrano, oh, there's this guy I haven't met. He's
part of the regiment.
part of the regiment, like you. Other things. And he's handsome, like it all points towards Cyrano, and then she's like, he's handsome, and then it just goes downhill from there.
But I feel like the whole topic with the whole friend zoning thing in that scene, apparently, it's just like he's never really liked in the first place until like, you know, much later when she's like, oh my god, he
wrote for me.
But like, I don't know, like it just doesn't sit well with me when people will just be like, oh gosh, she friend zoned me.
This is so
what a
lame.
person."
This is so lame.
Like, it's not her fault if she is not like
Interested.
obligated to date you or whatever the heck they did in the French times. You know, get married, court each other, whatever. but like I don't know. It's just like I just feel that's really silly.
I heard that.
What?
No, no, that's something else. Anyways, Bobby,
Huh?
our special guest Bobby hasn't talked in a while. I would like to hear his opinion on the friend zone topic.
I don't believe in the friend zone. He should speak up if he wants to, get some of that Roxanne.
Oh,
I believe that he had a few opportunities to speak up and tell Roxanne what he feels. Um, but yeah, I don't agree with the whole I've never seen this guy before or talked to him. And then, you know, instantly falling in love with him.
okay. Clearly, all I can say is it's not. Cyrano is just an average play.
What? Oh,
Cyrano is just an average play, you know? Like, yeah, there are a whole bunch of plays, yada yada yada. We've heard since of our time, in our day and time, we've seen movies, we've read books, we've probably some of us maybe have read scripts for plays and scripts for movies at some point in our lives, maybe. But if I just lost my train of thought.
Oh
Thanks, Dom. You talk.
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks. This is all your fault.
no. Wow.
Like, I can't think of it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Wait, so where did you leave off?
I don't know.
Left off like, he was talking about-
In our
that
day,
in our modern day,
in our
we read.
okay, well, it's average because we've heard it before. You know, we've already listened to a story or heard a story in a presented in this way. Oh my, Bobby's image is changing a whole bunch. Oh, okay. As I was saying, since we've already seen, like, it's average to me because I've already seen this kind of story played out. So it's like it's nothing new. Maybe at the time it was great because it was a comedy, so people enjoyed it because that's what they had. But now we have, in this time of this day and age, we can basically watch whatever we want. It can be anything.
You know, they want to change it up from the whole love triangle stuff.
Yeah, I know, but like they maybe Edmund Rustin could have done more. He probably could have done more. Because
Edmund Ronston?
He's
Rostand,
the author,
he's the
but-
author.
Oh,
He's the guy who wrote the play.
oh. Excuse me, I don't pay attention to author names. But
That one scene where they're at the cadets' place, like where all the cadets are, and not the speech Cyrano gives, but when he's telling the story to all the other cadets about fighting the 100 people. That was ridiculous when he fought 100 people.
I don't think the people were even trying.
Okay,
or maybe
wait.
he's that good of a swordsman.
Ooh, you're
Ooh,
right, Bobby.
but the odds, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like 1 versus 100. It seems like it sounds like they just went in one at a time. Like, okay, this guy's down, you go in. Oh, he died too. You go in.
There's also an exaggeration that's used in romantic stories. So
Bobby, we're not asking for your opinion right now.
it's not an opinion. It's actually what
A fact?
happened.
Wow.
You know what, Bobby? Holy
Come on, we
crackers.
did a whole journal on this.
Trying to think of, the wedding. Y'all, the wedding. Like,
Oh, that wedding inside her home.
yeah, like, what kind of DIY, project was that? Because it's just like, they literally found a nun and stuff. Well, not a nun.
Priest.
Gosh, diddly darn, what am I
Priest.
thinking? Um, yeah, a priest. Thank you. And like, they just set it up with, they just throw a white cloth on the
Yeah.
table, light some candles, and like, this is romantic.
Instant
This
wedding.
is your marriage. This is your. Oh my gosh! I gotta talk about a scene after we're done with this. Oh my goodness! It's so beautiful. I'm sorry.
Anyhow, how do you feel about the wedding, Christian? Since you want to speak so much.
You know.
You want to speak? You want to speak?
All right, shush, Dom. It's my turn to talk right now. The wedding. It's kind of rushed, as we all know. It's pretty rushed, cause like I mean, what, How does that even work? It's like you see that in like Vegas.
Well, yeah, because you go there a lot.
Yeah, shush. Like like it was right after the balcony scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like he Christian. They clearly have feelings for each other, but I don't think they should have gotten married right away. Like, I know DeGuiche was coming for something. Was he gonna like marry
Yeah,
Roxanne?
he was gonna come and see Roxanne and probably like, I don't know. Who knows what people, a man coming over to a woman's house does.
Back in the 1700s.
Yeah, back in the 1700s. 1700s.
Uh-huh.
Gosh. But yeah, I mean, before that rushed wedding, that would probably be in Vegas. Remember the moon scene?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's
Yeah.
the scene I wanted to talk about. Cause I think that that's like my favorite part of the play right there.
It's the only like not boring thing about the play where he's just like, yes, I came from the moon.
Like
Very
I
good.
was
It's all lacked up.
I was surprised they didn't talk about cheese. Isn't the moon made of cheese?
Oh.
It was scientifically proven.
Kristen.
Was cheese then?
Like,
In the 70s?
with his nose,
Uh-huh.
he would seem like a rat, wouldn't he? He's just like
Kristen.
eat on that
We're
cheese.
going off topic here.
Bobby, do you have somewhere to go?
No.
Do you have something? do you have something to say about our about the scene
About the moon.
about the moon
Nothing
scene?
about the moon, just does the podcast stay on track? How about that?
Fine,
Alright.
fine. The fact that he literally in between his whole story with the moon falling down, coming from like, oh, what year is this? What is this? Ooh, what country am I in? He literally does that in a span of, I guess, 15 minutes, just so they can get married. He 15 minutes to get married. How long are wedding ceremonies usually?
Well, they take hours. Depends if
Yeah.
you go to a regular wedding or like a Mexican wedding.
What's the
I-
What's the difference?
Let's not get into that, Dom. Let's go back to the topic. Somewhat on the on topic. I think that is the most comedic scene out of the whole play.
Besides that rushed wedding, just like, yep, let's just throw white tablecloths on everything, light some candles. Look at this.
Do
We're
you
married.
take Roxanne as your awfully beloved? I forgot the words.
That's
as
right,
your-
when you get
as-
married, Christian, you will be a terrible reverend.
Hey, the Bobbert's a reverend. Okay. Oh man, that's funny. So, going back to Roxanne being a 2D character, what makes her a 2D character?
2D?
2D, like two-dimensional, boring, flat.
One-sided,
Yeah.
not really changing. No, there's no dynamics to it.
Like, she doesn't really change really all that much. I mean, they just throw that nun thing in there just for funsies.
Well, I don't think that was like when you're sad, like you just lost the love of your life. You gotta find something to occupy your time. And if going to church is her thing and staying at the church is her thing, let her mourn there.
I guess so, but like, I don't know. She just feels terribly two-dimensional, like, Juliet from Romeo and Juliet, which, yeah, I'm gonna bring up that godforsaken way.
It wasn't that bad. It was.
Well, like,
It's like
no,
the most reference love story of all time.
it's not even a love story. It's just
It's
it's
totally
probably
a love
supposed
story.
to be like used to warn teenagers against like teen marriage and stuff.
Cassie, it was written by what's his face, Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
Wow.
Willie Shakes.
It was written by Shakespeare, so it's like, man,
Well, like I know Willie Shakes lived in that era where, like, wow, those dogs are really rowdy.
Shush.
So.
I think to test if this is I think that we need to ask this play some questions. One, are there more than 2 female characters in the play? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Second question. Do they talk to each other? Yes. And 3. Do they talk about something other than a guy?
Oh, are you talking about the Bechdel test
Mhm.
or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do talk about a guy.
Did you talk
In
about a
both.
guy?
Yeah,
both?
in all of them.
Is it
So they
only
barely
like
pass that.
barely like if they talk about a guy then they fail like that's if they
Like,
talk to
okay,
only talk
well-
about a guy.
Well, like I'm pretty sure in Cyrano de Bergerac, her lady in waiting and her were talking about like Christian or something.
That's a guy.
Or, yeah,
It's about a
and then
guy.
Another time, I think they were talking about Cyrano or something. And then Romeo and Juliet, I'm pretty sure the lady in waiting to Juliet talked about some other guy. I think it was probably her cousin, but it's still a man, regardless if it's romantic.
So basically they fail. They failed
yeah,
it.
They failed it. That's
Good
fine.
job. You have what you failed the test. That's not very good. Oh, it just goes to show you how the thought process back then. It really just goes to show. Who was the most interesting character is what we should be asking ourselves.
Us, the reader,
Well, what makes us so important?
that we read this and learned.
What did we learn? We haven't talked. What did we
We
learn from this
learned.
book? What have we learned? What have we learned from this wondrous play? Nothing. Clearly, we learned nothing. I think personally, I learned the value of true love. I learned I learned not to go with what my eyes see. I have to go with what my heart says.
And your heart says no. I don't
Heart
wanna
says
read this book
no.
anymore.
Oh my god.
Because that was what my heart is saying when I hear about dull men. Anyway.
Oh, that's not very nice, Cassie.
Well, like, Christian was pretty dull. He's like, I'm beautiful. And I'm like, and? Like, it makes me ask more. Because,
Well, technically, you can keep asking more about anything. Like, why? 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 I don't think. Now that we're talking about it, I don't really like the book that much.
yeah. Do you identify with the Christian character, Christian?
No, I don't identify with Christian, Cassie.
I was so hoping they'd make you read Christian just for the sake that
Oh, because of the name.
it was because
Yeah, I'm the quiet person who sits in the corner of the class. How about how we're introduced to Cyrano?
They gave us a book and told us to read it.
Wait, what?
I mean the character. Do you think it was a great way to introduce him as a character?
Yeah, I think it was a great way to introduce him as a character because you don't hear him talking about himself like, oh, I'm valiant, I am a good swordsman, so it doesn't sound like he's full of himself, but when...
But he's like totally talking down on that one guy on the stage.
Hold on, Bear.
Yeah, you better run. Cassie. Oh, you're gonna BRB too?
Well, it's
Oh yeah,
up to me.
didn't you want to say something earlier?
Yes.
Oh, I would like to hear it.
Alright, so, I think they should have explained more what happened at the war against the Spanish.
It was such a
Sorry,
minor
but
thing. It was such a minor thing, though.
what was the minor thing?
Like
The war
I
with the
wanted to know how
Spanish.
like how Cyrano escaped.
Well, it wasn't really a minor thing because it showed how
There's
Cyrano
army
how
Spaniard.
hush child. It seemed how it showed how he it showed Cyrano's devotion to Roxanne, how he would risk his life
3 times a
because
day.
3 times a day, because in any other situation I don't think it would I don't think it would really show how much how Cyrano feels for Roxanne, and the fact that Kristen dying, that was a part of the war. So you can see how um, Kristen never got what he wanted, which was to explain to Roxanne that Cyrano was actually the one. So at the end of the day, justice wasn't served, and the war has took Cyrano away from Roxanne. Well, not really, because he visited her like 15 years every Saturday. But Roxanne never got to know. Roxanne never got to know that he wrote those letters until 15 years later.
My question is, how did Cyrano know he was going to die? I know he was hit in the head, but like he even.
I don't think you can.
Bobby, can you please change your profile picture, please?
I don't think you can foretell your own death.
Change your profile picture, please.
It just says yes, squat lower.
No, mine says the haters have arrived and it's black people.